Welcome back, guys, to this new video of TechExpress. Today let's check out 10 ways of how you can use the ChatGPT so well it feels illegal, because truly it does really great work when it comes to generating your actual elements directly here with TechExpress. So deep field correction and reflection, there's a key powerful uses, including the custom persona, the roleplay, the second brain, or the analysis. That includes the automating workflow and scheduling, things that you even didn't know so far that it actually worked. Because everybody uses the ChatGPT as just by asking questions and ask questions through another, and of course getting started with more different chats, for example, new chats every time you want to talk about a new subject. But what if I told you that there's more elements to know about the ChatGPT? For example, the first thing to do to get started, of course, is to the persona or the actual roleplay. So we can instruct the AI to act as a highly specific expert, such as I don't know, as a senior financial analyst specializing in renewable energy, or a PhD professor, to get more authoritative and specialized responses. This is something that I truly loved about the ChatGPT. So if you focus, for example, into your account configuration, adhering to the general information, for example, you can check out if there are updates. Always check out for different updates. This is tool number one. Now the tool number two, let's say that I scroll a little bit down. I'm going to change the language into English like this. Let's go back into my settings, and directly in here into the spoken languages, always try to select the language you mainly speak. If this is not listed, it might still be supported via the auto detection. But let's say, for example, that I only work into English because I always wanted the ChatGPT to be talking to me into the spoken language of the English. Now the second thing is that here is the personalization. Now through the personalization, we can enable the customization that customize how ChatGPT responds to you. So the ChatGPT personality we can be changing for scenic and sarcastic, cheerful and adaptive, robot, efficient and blunt, listener, or nerdy. So I choose, for example, nerd. The custom instructions, for example, I wanted to let him know outside of the box, forward thinking. Let's go for prismatic, for example. So here I can talk, let's say, for example, you are an expert about YouTube content, right? So be always, let's say, like you try to solve problems. So this is something really awesome about the ChatGPT. Something else, for example, is the creating a second brain or the analyst. So instead of asking it to write content from scratch, feed it to your existent, messy content. Ask it to analyze the patterns, identify core themes, or suggest sellable product idea from your own work. This is something that truly awesome about it. Something else is to get to know yourself by the ChatGPT. So what should ChatGPT call you? What is the actual occupation? More about you, for example. What is the actual memory, which is the advanced tools that you wanted to tell them, right? So take that in mind each time you want to be talking with the ChatGPT about that. Something else are the connectors. Connectors are, for example, it's a application third party that connects directly with the ChatGPT to learn more, a little bit more, to make this easier your job. When it comes, for example, for working to Canva or Google Drive, for example, or Google Docs, all this information can be imported right away from the ChatGPT. So something is really important. Now, speaking about the security, I think this is not so much important, and even the actual account, you have the ChatGPT Plus for free, you have the GPT-5, but you can even try it out with more temporarily Plus versions if you wanted to get started. For example, the Plus give you access for the GPT advanced reasoning, expanded messages and uploads. It gives you expanded and faster image generation, memory and context, deep search and agent modern, the project task custom GPT, and the Sora video generation, which is something to be really awesome, and the codex the agent. So take that in mind when you want to get started, of course, with the ChatGPT Pro. Something else that I can totally suggest you to use here with the ChatGPT is the drafting difficulty communications. You can provide the context for a sensitive confirmation, asking for a raise, giving critical feedback. Had ChatGPT draft the wording, helping you maintain a clear, respectful, and confident tone. So the automating workflow and the scheduling, you can use it to turn a jumbled list of tasks into a realistic scheduled calendar. So let's go for create a schedule calendar for Canva content daily for 30 days. And you can tell them, act as you are a digital project manager, right? So you can suggest sellable product ideas from your own work, identify core themes, analyze different patterns I just told you, and of course helping you maintain a clear, respectful, and confident tone. Now, submit a long article, legal document, or technical reports can be complex data synthesis. But what you can do is to train it to explain the confusing argument in simple terms, for example, to explain something more about content creator, to tell them exactly what you're aiming for. I mean, like, yes, this is exactly what I'm looking for, but do you know what? Let's say I want you to be strict. I want you to tell me exactly what I needed to do. I want you to tell me what actually works and what didn't work. Or how can I tell you all the information that works for me, but now it doesn't work after all, right? So you can find more advanced tips into different tutorials that appears directly into the internet, but these are just a few applications that I can be showing you to enter here into the ChatGPT. Last one, what I can do, of course, is the adaptations of the photos. So when you select, for example, an image, let's say, for example, you wanted to add photos in the files, and you go for the downloads. Let's say, for example, that I wanted to add an image that appears my actual face, or the face of an actual character. So I'm going to scroll, for example, let's say a little bit down. I'm going to select one product. Let's say, for example, this specific image generated with AI. Let's say analyze this image, and instead of her long hair, changed it for a short girly hair and attractive. So what I wanted to ChatGPT to do is to analyze this image and to try to change the facts that are directly here into this image, and it doesn't feel like generated with artificial intelligence. It has to feel that this is part of the actual image. So this is something that it feels illegal, but actually something that you can actually do. So these are just a few tips and elements, 10 ways of how you can actually get started with ChatGPT. Try to focus only with the personalization tool, which I think is going to be really awesome directly here into the ChatGPT. Take your time to check out all of these elements directly here into the ChatGPT elements. So guys, hopefully it was a very useful information for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have another tool or another tutorial or something that you wanted to suggest us into the ChatGPT elements that feels illegal, you can let us know in the comments below. So thank you guys once again for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, really important. And hopefully with all this being said, we can see you guys next time. See you soon.